Now, if you're a trader and you are a scalper and you're looking to possibly, make $1,000 on the day or $500 on the day, and you want to do this full time for a living, there's great opportunities when it comes to trading the NASDAQ future or any particular future market. I like to trade and look at gold. You have the ES. There's so many variety of instruments and contracts that you can actually trade. But I took a few setups today, two in particular, on the NASDAQ futures. And as you can see, I was able to pick up a little bit over $1,000 in doing so. Just simply looking at and following structure. That is the key to trading. You want to be able to identify, is the market either bullish or bearish? And how to identify that is just basically understanding, is the market making higher highs and higher lows? Then look for opportunities to go long. It's bullish. Or is it making lower lows and lower highs to the downside and is bearish? Okay. Now you can see that the last few days we had been bullish to the upside before breaking back, pulling to the downside, making these lower lows and lower highs, breaking structure, coming to the downside. So, we were bearish. Yesterday, we were still bearish. We did get a nice pullback here, made this low here, lower high, and then started, following suit, still breaking structure back to the downside on my higher base chart. Now I trade range based charts, whatever works for you. If you trade time, tick, volume, I'm not here to tell anyone to change, okay, what you're actually trading. I mean, the charts you're trading. I've always traded range based charts. I don't know what's comparable or comparable when it comes to time based versus range, because there is really, you're not going to find a chart that mirrors up to another chart when you're switching from one style of charts to the next, okay? Because not tick charts, but range charts are calculated differently than time-based charts, okay? I'll say that. Looking at the structure of the market, we were still bearish to me. I mean, because we hadn't really taken out any key area or significant area of structure back to the upside. This was just a pullback. And then we made this high on a pullback, okay? So basically like a lower high right here, a low, lower high, and then breaking structure back below. So to me, we were still bearish. So I was only looking for opportunities to go short. I wasn't able to trade the morning session or the pre-market. I trade the morning session, but what I'm trying to say is that the pre-market section leading, from 7:30 up until about the opening of the session at 9:30. But I was still able to capitalize on it. Again, 2 entry points. I had this zone here marked up, which is a nice area of supply. We were breaking structure lower. We eventually broke below this area of major structure right here. This was a break of structure to the downside, pull back, key area supply right here. So that's the thing about trading. And the style of how I trade. If I'm looking to go short, then I want to see Confluence. Okay. Do I have a supply area on my higher base chart? Okay. And I mark it up, like for example, right here. Then I'll move down to a lower base chart and just look for to see, is there a setup on the inside, meaning on my 24 range chart. That's the chart that I trade from or take my entries from. So first, I'll start by marking up the 120 range chart, my higher base chart, okay? But I need to understand and follow the structure of the market. We're bearish, so I'm looking for supply setups, okay? Bearish, supply, bullish, demand. The market is breaking structure, pull back, key area of supply right here, but it didn't tap into it. Had it tapped into it, part of the strategy and the way it goes is I'll move down to a lower base chart, my 24 range chart, to see, is there a 24 range supply zone resting on the inside of the 120 range supply zone. It never tapped the zone right here, but because we were still bearish, I was still looking for an opportunity. So I just moved down to my lower base 24 range chart. I'll show you right quick. And just scalp this area right here. Beautiful area of supply. You can see it right here. Breaking structure below this blue arrow. Came back, tapped into it, and went short, for several points right there, okay? And did, decent on that trade right there on a few contracts. And then the best trade of the day came shortly after, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. But before I do that, I want to show you too, because I talked about this in several videos about liquidity. Liquidity is very important when it comes to trading, because typically speaking, because that's what they're aiming for. They're aiming to set up and make traps in the market to fake traders out so that they can create areas of liquidity to be ran, okay, within the market, okay? So they're basically setting traders up, either buyers or sellers, and taking out. Sometimes it can be both, on both ends, either highs or lows, but they're setting up traps to where they want to stop traders out. So if they take out liquidity from a low and then break structure, say for example to the upside, so they run a low, break structure to the upside, Then you have a beautiful area of demand that the market may pull back to. Normally, they're probably going to, like say for example, like right here, they ran this low right here, broke this area structure, pushing back up, come back to this area of demand. They're probably going to push back to the upside. But at this point here, the market had made this, after breaking structure here, made this high, breaking the area structure, made a low, lower high, breaking structure, tapping the zone. So now you have a swing right here where the market could actually, reject from. All right. And that it did. So it did reject this area here off this demand zone. But again, you have a swing right here. So look for things like that. If this wasn't like a small little breaking structure to the downside right here, and it was more like a continuation. All right. So it made this high here, and then it kind of pushed down with this low on this bearish candle here, pull back a little bit, and then can continue down without creating a full-on swing with the market broke structure to the downside. Then what could happen is they'll hit this area of demand and then blast back up to the upside, okay? Because they may be, not interested any further pushing lower, but it all depends, guys, to be honest with you. But anyways, the prime thing that we're looking for is those zones within the zones, looking at the higher base zone and then marking that up, and then looking for a lower base zone. But this right here was just strictly a 24 range supply setup, a quick entry setup. But then there was a beautiful setup to where I talked about a zone within a zone, marking up a higher base and then a lower base zone. So we have a multiple chart confluence. So let me show you that right quick. So the market then pushed lower. If you notice what it did, we broke this major area structure right here, this low, this major low right here. This right here was a beautiful area of supply that aided in the structural break right here, okay? So the market created this big area structure right here, okay? Pull back, then started making these lower lows and lower highs, breaking this area structure, leaving behind this beautiful area of supply, not demand. Demand, with a small little imbalance or gap right there. It tapped into the zone, all right? So at that point, I'm looking to say, okay, I'll mark up the zone. I want to look to see if it's going to reject a smaller zone on the inside, meaning now that I have the zone marked up on my 120 range, I'm looking to see, is there a 24 range supply zone on the inside of this zone here? So I just move down to my lower base chart. But I can go ahead and put this on all charts so that way I can see it on my 24 range chart. Now, again, it could have come up here and test this zone as well. But what I'm trying to say is that, if you get the rejection, you get the confluence on both charts, higher base and lower base, then take the shot, So I'm going to go down now to my lower base chart. And here we are, the 24 range, that big box, or big rectangle, that's that 120 range supply zone. You see the market taps into it. When it taps into it, there's really, there's no supply zone. There's gaps that need to be filled, and they fill those gaps in back to the upside. Now here's a small supply zone right here. It broke this area structure below here. Supply zone resting right here. It taps into it, and look what happens. What does it do? It taps into it, and it takes it up to the tick up to the upside here, rejects it, and then it just goes to the downside. So when I saw that right there, this was where I entered and picked up a majority of the profits for the day, was on this setup right here. Okay, so we pull back to this area right here, and then boom, it goes to the downside from there. So the way to get into the trade is once you get the rejection, I'll get in here like at the close of the first, once it rejects that area there, that zone, the first close with the bearish candle right here, I'll get in around like 21,331. Okay, but typically I like to see a break and close below like 21,325. So I'm looking for like the last bullish candle that closed inside the zone, for example. All right, up to the upside, the green candle here, and then where it turns back around, and then we get a bearish candle that breaks and closes below that last bullish candle to the upside. Then I'll go short. Okay, so that's being the first approach is aggressive, getting in here at around 21,330. Say 31, and then being more conservative around 325. But either way, I'm still looking for the step-by-step process of the strategy to unfold. Higher base zone marked up, lower base zone taps into as well, and then looking for the rejection. But this is all first and foremost, you want to be able to follow suit with structure of the market. Okay, we were bearish, so opportunities should be looking for setups to where we going to the downside. All right, so I was able to again mark up the higher base 120 range zone first, and then to see if we had where the market on the inside of that zone, which is that larger scale box right there, if there was a smaller zone on my entry chart, 24 range, where there was a breaker structure as well. So this was the area right here where the market broke structure to the downside. And as you can see here, this was a area where there was a swing, low, lower, high, breaking structure to the downside, and supply right here. But all this within this larger swing right here. So this is the bigger swing right here where the market broke structure. But there was also an area right here where the market had broke structure on the inside of that zone. So low, lower, high, and then making a new low. So this was a supply zone on the inside of the larger zone. So hopefully that makes sense, because that's pretty much, you know, the real important pieces and parts to the strategy itself. But if you want more detailed information to really break down trades that like the trades that I post over on our Discord community, you know, I'll break those down for the elite channel supporters. So if you're an elite channel supporter, you already know that about the setups that I'm talking about, the trade breakdowns. It's just one of those things that I give back as far as a perk or reward to those that really, you know, support the efforts here on the channel, because that's all you're doing is support my efforts as a content creator through the YouTube tier membership program. And anyone that's interested in joining, you can just basically scroll down to the description portion of the video. There's two links there. One's the Discord, which is free, and then the second one is the Elite Channel Supporter Membership tier or link. If you click on that, 2 tiers will pop up. It's only $6.99 a month. Again, you support my efforts as a content creator, and you're getting, you know, things back, perks back. One being the trade breakdowns. Two, which is already tons of those on there, to where I walk you through setup after setup after setup on trades that I've taken, breaking things down so you understand the strategy as a whole. You know, I'm talking about it today in this video here, but I walk you through tons of setups. You know, if you are an elite member or choose to become an elite member. So you get the trade breakdowns, the video playlist, as well as the great video that I did on market structure. Now, I'm gonna say this right now, because market structure is like the most important piece of trading. It's understanding which way to trade, and the only way you're gonna understand, you know, which way the market's really swinging or to trade is to fully understand structure. Okay, market structure. All right, then comes the whole piece of, you know, following price action. But market structure is just the painting on the wall. It's just being able to see, you know, which way is the market really moving. Is it moving to the upside? Did it just make a trend reversal to the downside, or make a trend reversal to the, you know, from the when it was moving down back to the upside? You've got to be able to understand those things. So that's just one of the I created a video within the Elite Channel Supporter membership for all those that want to become, that want to gain access to that information as well, because it's important. So you get all that if you choose to. It's up to you or not. Again, it's only $6.99 a month. That's all it is. I don't have a trading program or course or a mentorship program where I'm charging hundreds and thousands of dollars or anything like that. This is just a very small fee for all those that want the additional content or whatever the case is. But you just support my efforts as a content creator, and you know, which inspires me to continue to want to make these videos, content like this, because I want to see people, you know, become successful too. You can become profitable. Trust me when I say this. It's just all about, you know, taking small steps and just taking 1 or 2 setups a day. Okay, not going for the full gusto, just really compounding and growing your account up, just making a few $100s on the day. Okay, and then once you've done that and built that count up, then you can, you know, maybe start tackling on another contract, or hold your trades a little bit longer, trading multiple contracts, getting out on, you know, majority at, if you choose, you know, if you trade like a 1-to-1 or wherever your exit point is going to be. I talk about in the videos when it comes to the trade breakdowns, where to place stop losses and where to place profit targets as well. So, you know, you really just have to really watch the video content. If you spend time watching the videos here on the channel, you will learn a lot of information. I can almost guarantee that. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys today, was just kind of talk about, you know, what I saw going on in the market, as well as, you know, how I use a strategy to scalp the NASDAQ futures and to pick up, you know, $1,000 on a day. And it's not, you know, a goal of mine every single day, get in the market and make $1,000. I just get in, I'm looking at, you know, what's going on in the market and setup wise, and I go from there with it. You know, whatever I make on the day, I make on the day. You don't have a, oh, I need to make 5,000 a day, or I need to make 2,000 a day. It's just whatever the market's going to give me, but I have to be the patient one and be consistent as a trader to understand what I see and trade the correct way, not chasing the market in any kind of way. All right. But that's all I have for you guys today. Please, if you're not a subscriber already, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking on the subscribe button right now. Make sure to turn your post notifications on. That is clicking the bell next to the subscribe button. Once you click on that, that's going to activate your post notifications so you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel. Anyone interested in becoming a Discord member or joining the Elite membership or Elite channel supporter membership program, both links are down in the description. And outside of that, if you could do me the biggest favor and drop a like by clicking that thumbs up button, I greatly appreciate it. See everyone in the next video. Take care and have a great rest of your day. And Happy New Year's to everyone out there who's currently watching or has spent some time watching this video today. It is New Year's Eve, the day before New Year's, and tomorrow the markets will, I believe they're closed tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, that's pretty much going to round out the year. We're getting ready to jump into 2025 come Thursday, and I wish everyone a successful trading year going forward.